Hello everyone, I'm Gabriel and this is the Rise Atlantis show. I don't know why today everything looks blue for some reason. I guess it's because of the lighting, but it's strange because it's the same lighting as it was yesterday in all the other videos. Well, what's strange was when I was about to hit record, see the way I record the videos is through QuickTime Player. I click start a new movie recording is what I click every time, and it always shows it perfect color. But for some reason, see, when I get back it looks a little bit better, but for some reason everything's looking very blue. I don't know, even the quality looks a little bit weird. You can see like it looks a little grainy and stuff, so I really don't know how to fix it. I was trying to get a vantage point, like when I do this it kind of fixes it, but then when I back off, it's back to the same thing. It could be something with the lighting, because if I cover my hand here, look what happens. Let's see here. If I cover the lighting here, you see, it looks a little bit better. But for some reason, the other videos didn't have it this grainy also. I mean, I really don't know how to fix the quality of the camera. There's no way to really find the quality of the camera. Let me see here. It's saying camera built-in eyesight. Okay. Microphone built-in microphone, even though I use this one also to make it sound better. Okay. Quality, it says, is at high. Let's try maximum. It just made it look darker. It still looks grainy. Let's try the quality at medium. Oh, okay, it's not letting me unlock it. That's weird. I don't know why it's not letting me unlock the features. This is weird. Something weird is going on, it really is. Because when I was about to start the video also, it was saying something like, cannot find camera. And it's strange because I had never said that before. So, what I had to do was I had to shut down the computer, turn it back on. And now I see the camera like this. This is weird. There's nothing in the options of QuickTime that'll change it. There's no preferences. This is weird. View, actual size, no, it's not none of this. This is not good. I hope, let me try this real quick. Let me just try cleaning the camera. I know it's not going to do it. Nope, it didn't do it. Something's weird. Something just messed up with the camera. I might have to run a different camera instead of this one now, because this just messed up on me, man. I don't know how it could have messed up on me like this, but the quality looks very different. So I'm going to have it like this tonight. I'm going to look into it tomorrow morning, and hopefully we get it going. I may need to have another camera. I don't know. Maybe this one's giving out or something. I don't know. It's weird because I have a MacBook, and it shows the left light is green. Okay, it looks like the blue's going away, which is good. But I still notice the quality looks weird. There's the blue back again. Now, when I look at the camera, the right light is green, staying on. I could have sworn that all the other times, both lights, the light on the left was green and always on also. Now, for some reason, only the right one is on, so I really don't know what's going on here, man. But something weird is definitely going on. Okay, so we'll have it go like this tonight, and if need be, then I might have to run another camera. I don't know, man. Something weird is going on here. So, the topic of the day will be about how Kim Jong-un is planning to meet Assad of Syria. Are you serious? How can Kim Jong-un have the nerve to meet a dictator like that who's killing his own people, his protesters? How can Kim Jong-un decide to meet with him after all the stuff that Assad has done. So this is alarming stuff, you know, and I have to talk about it. A lot of times it falls on deaf ears. Now I hate talking about politics and you know North Korea and Iran so much, so I really try not to talk about it too much. But when they're very strange things like this, it has to be said, you know. So that is the topic of the day. And now we'll go ahead and get into the news segment. This is weird. The quality is like, I don't know. I'm gonna fix it tomorrow, and I'm gonna need to put lighting. One light here in the front next to me, and one light here. It seems lighting is so sensitive, you know, and it's like it's just, oh my god, it's just too sensitive, you know. First news story is, are creepy clowns coming back? This might have to do something with you know, the movie It, but also Jake Paul is on tour, and he has in his videos these mad clowns that are after him. It's like part of his sketch, you know, part of his material. He's trying to bring back the It clown, and this is why we could be seeing this also. But not just that, people are attacking people with clown masks again. A pair of recent incidents in the United States and abroad suggest that the flurry of creepy clown sightings over the past years may be back, with summer in full swing. The first case occurred in Washington State last week when cops were called about a clown mask-clad individual lurking near a school playground and making some sort of gesture towards the students. I guess like threatening them or something. As one can imagine, police were swift to respond to the strangeness at the school. Let's see what else. When the cops arrived, the clown had vanished almost like a phantom. A mere 4 minutes after the call was placed, police were on the scene and an individual was nowhere to be found. Perhaps even more perplexing, cops obtained camera footage from a variety of locations surrounding the school, and they apparently failed to capture any sign of the clown. Let's see here. So, you know, it is seriously seeming like it's becoming a crime to play these clown pranks on people, you know. So it is strange. In the Dutch city of Arnhem, in Dutch. Where's Dutch? Somewhere by England. The Duchess of Wales. Somewhere by Wales, England, I guess. There was a group of children on a playground reported seeing a killer clown hanging around the area for a whopping 3 hours. Can you believe it? 3 hours. And the cops weren't called in 3 hours? That seems really absurd. But this is a true story. A real case. Why did the cops take so long to get there? Let's see here. This clown was holding a weapon, a knife. And would walk up close to the gate where the children were with the clown mask holding a knife. You know, that's going way too far. If they try to do it as a prank and just for like a to get attention or just like a comical thing, it goes way too far when they actually start carrying a real weapon like a knife, you know. Especially at a playground, you know. This is weird stuff. It was a school too, you know. I mean, that makes it even worse. And I remember it 3-4 days ago. There was a person wearing a clown mask that tried to rob a Little Caesars pizza shop, and the person working there killed the clown in self-defense. So because the clown had a knife on him and was trying to stab him. So this is no longer in the field of pranking. This is to the point where they try to commit crimes wearing a clown mask just to further the absurdities that they are. It's really crazy stuff. So they were never able to find these clowns that were doing this. So it's crazy. And they may make another It movie, another sequel. That is strange stuff. Next story. Dark matter may have an electric charge. Can you believe it? Now, dark matter, they say that this is what's at the end of the universe also. That if you go towards the end of the universe and you try to cross the section that's holding you back, the dark matter is what pushes you back. It's like a wall and you can't get through it. Now they're saying that this end of the universe dark matter has an electrical charge as well. So that's pretty strange. How they're saying the Big Bang was an electrical field. We're basically like in an electrical bubble. And when you try to go towards the end of the universe, the dark matter that pushes you back is made of an electrical charge. How weird is that? Now what's weird is we don't just find dark matter at the end of the universe. We find it here in our solar system even. And it's made up of black holes, but mostly dark matter is like weird spots in the universe that like forms like these invisible objects that have matter. It's weird stuff. Picture it like a cloud coming down, and instead of it disappearing, that cloud turns into a physical object. That's kind of what these dark matter spheres are. How weird is that? So there are dark matter objects out there in space that are like physical objects. That is weird stuff. Now it's the same stuff that's found at the end of the universe. So the universe, I'm telling you, is a very, very crazy place. There's so much strange oddities in space, like David Bowie's song Space Oddity, because we've seen planets with 2 suns. We've seen, like Saturn that has the rings made of asteroid debris. We see, all kinds of things. For all we know, there could be triangle-shaped planets, square-shaped planets, and now even flat Earth-shaped planets. These flat earthers are talking about. For all we know, there may be flat Earths out there in the universe. I believe this Earth is a sphere, a globe, but, all kinds of things can exist in the universe. Weird stuff. We're seeing supermassive black holes. We're seeing planets that are 500 times the size of Jupiter. Now, you know how Jupiter, how big it is. Way bigger than Earth. So, we're seeing planets the size of a state. That small as well. So, all kinds of weird stuff. We always imagine space as a cookie-cutter type solar system, that every solar system looks exactly like ours, when in fact that's not the case. Some solar systems have up to 50 planets. Some solar systems only have up to like 2-3 planets. Weird stuff. You see solar systems with multiple suns. This is weird stuff, and they're even saying they're finding suns with multiple colors. Some look blue, some look green. It's weird. We always think a sun would look yellow, red hot, but technically that's not the case. They're finding blue colored suns, and they're not even dwarfs. A dwarf is the very infancy of a plant, of a sun, So what these are like these aren't dwarf suns. These are suns the same age as our sun, you know, but these suns are blue instead of yellow. How weird is that? So it's just weird stuff, man. You know, I wonder what we're gonna find next in the universe. This is why we need to send more, not just probes. We already have probes that went to the end of our solar system, but we need to think bigger than that. The way I see it is, we could use the planets as beacons, like Wi-Fi. Imagine Wi-Fi. Imagine having a planet as a Wi-Fi that could pick up signals. So then you have every single planet that can pick up signals, and then you can send the probes even further out into space, and we could still be receiving that data. And that's, you know, how we should be going about it. We should be establishing bases on every planet, not just Mars. You know, so I know it's hard to say, how can you establish a base on Mercury when it's way too hot, or Pluto when it's way too cold? Well, it could start off with robotics, you know. Everything could be artificial first, and then later on we could try to terraform a planet, change the atmosphere. You know, I remember Elon Musk said this crazy thing one time. He said we could terraform Mars by exploding nuclear bombs on it left and right. How crazy is that, right? I mean, he has a point, because it would heat the planet up, it would heat Mars up, but won't the radiation cause some negative effect? Unless they find a way to negate the radiation of somehow. It's weird stuff, you know. And you can make a planet cooler, like Mercury. So, for all we know, if Mercury keeps getting closer to the sun, Mercury could explode, and fragments could come flying to Earth. But I believe if that were to ever happen, that God would be powerful enough to divert the fragments coming to Earth. Or even in that matter, God wouldn't have Mercury exploding, you know. Because I really believe God has full control of the universe, you know. That is why an asteroid has never came and taken out the planet this whole time. You know, it makes you wonder. This planet's been around for so long, and a doomsday asteroid has never hit the Earth except maybe the dinosaurs. So the time of modern humans, and even Neanderthals, cavemen, they've never been wiped out by an asteroid before. Now maybe they have and wasn't documented, I don't know. But for all the, what's it called? For all the historical proof that humans have been around, they date it to where they say humans have been around, what is it, 10,000 years as an estimate. So which means an asteroid has never came in and taken the whole planet out. That really shows that there is some higher power here that's controlling the universe. It is not just controlling itself. Planets are not just being formed into existence by itself. No, there is a higher power that is creating everything, you know. So that's an interesting story. Next story is Europe's oldest tree is at least 1,230 years old and still growing. Now I've heard of trees lasting longer before that. I mean, I don't know. How long can a tree live? They say, some people say forever, but then some people say, what, only 2,000, 3,000 years? This is a weird story. Foxes are stealing shoes in Japan. Now, Rael lives in Japan, and Rael is real name Claude Verhillon, who says that human cloning is eternal life, that extraterrestrials came down 40 years ago and told him that. You know, so everything that happens in Japan, I always see it like, could it be as a sign of Rael that lives over there in Okinawa, Japan? This is weird. Foxes are stealing shoes in Japan. Now, why are they stealing shoes? Could this mean that we are running the great race into heaven, and that the foxes stealing the shoes are like saying that those are the people that aren't going to win the race, the people that are going to be left behind? Because there's going to be at least 2 to 5% of the world that's going to be left behind to endure the tribulation as we go into the celebration of the rapture, you know. So, foxes are stealing shoes in Japan. This is weird. They've gotten away with 40 pairs. Now, I've heard stories of, like, pranksters hanging clothes and electricity pole lines all around the world. And throughout the years, it basically started around, 2004, 5, around there. So that's weird. That could be like they're mocking the rapture. Like, either we all disappear, and people say, well, are our clothes going to be left behind in the rapture? And that's why these pranksters, they hang clothes on the telephone lines as a way to mock it all. Now, it's weird because it's a tradition where kids hang shoes on the telephone wires, you know, as a way to, like, say, oh, that's their territory, you know, like, you know what I mean, like, it's like it's their area, you know. So it's weird. I believe that with people hanging shoes over the telephone lines, I believe that's just an American thing. I could be wrong, though. I think it started in America and spread out to the rest of the world. But people don't hang all other kinds of clothes on telephone pole lines, you know. So that is what's weird about that is it seems like they're mocking the rapture. Now, these foxes that are stealing shoes, it kind of reminds me like the same thing, you know. Are they being guided by demons to do this, or perhaps even God as a sign to the world? So this is weird, but I don't think God would have foxes take people's shoes. I don't think God would do that. It has to be either these foxes are just going crazy. Is it the pollution of chemtrails in the sky that's making them go crazy? Or is it, I believe, demons that are trying to possess them to do all this? So we are starting to see animals do all kinds of weird, erratic behavior, and I believe it's demons that are trying to possess them all. You know? And I predict we're going to be seeing way crazier stuff soon. So, foxes, that's funny. Now, they're saying it's just shoes for now, not clothes. Really makes you ask the question, why just shoes? That's weird. Next story, Guatemala volcano. Guatemala volcano death toll up to 65 expected to rise. They're saying Guatemala is getting worse eruptions than Hawaii. So that's weird. Next story. Former slave... No, wait. What? Okay, what just happened here? What? Okay, it said former slave to be honored in I forgot what kind of ceremonial process or something. Let's see here. Air Force puts a chill on Trump's $24 million fridges for presidential jet. Next story. Uber vows again to improve passenger safety. Now this is in the wake of the recent incident of an Uber driver who killed a passenger. And it could have been out of an argument. How weird is that? I'm telling you, man, this world is too crazy. Supreme Court rules for Colorado baker in same-gender wedding cake case. So, this same-gender couple wanted a wedding cake, and a Colorado baker refused them. And now the Supreme Court is ruling in favor of the Colorado baker. So, it's weird. It seems that at 1 minute the Supreme Court is for the LGBT community, and the next minute they're against them. So it's weird stuff indeed. Weird stuff indeed. Why does the Supreme Court keep changing, not just their policies, why do they keep changing what they vote for? I'm trying to think of the word. Why do they keep changing their, not beliefs, it's a word like beliefs. Why do they keep changing their stance? That's the word. Why do they keep changing their stance on different topics? That's very weird. You know? I had never thought of that before. Why does the Supreme Court keep changing their stance on everything? Kanye West changed his album after slavery comment controversy. Kanye West reveals he has a mental condition. That's crazy stuff. West talked to Big Boy during listening party. Now, Big Boy is a rapper from, I believe, from Outkast. Now this, oh no, it's a different one. Is a radio personality. He's a radio host. Same name, but they're pronounced differently. During recent listening party in Wyoming of his new album, Ye, Y-E. Can you believe it? So, you know, Kanye just basically put his foot in his mouth. Next story. Former 49ers great dies after battle with ALS. Okay, his name was Dwight Clark. He died of ALS. That's the same. It's like a muscular disease where they can't move their bodies, and kind of like Parkinson's, Huntington's. And ALS is what they started the ice bucket challenge to draw awareness to it. Janet Jackson asks police to check on son while in father's care. So she was at a hospital with her father, Janet Jackson was, and then she asked the police to check on her son. Now, I'm not sure if her son was at the house. Okay, her son is 1 year old. I thought her son was like way older. So that's weird, you know, she paid police to babysit. Isn't that funny? Now celebrities are paying cops to babysit? That's pretty crazy. You know, it seems like not just a waste of taxpayer money. It seems like, you know, it's, what's the word? It's, you know, they have more important things to do than be babysitting, you know? And it seems that these celebrities are going that far. I mean, they couldn't use a security guard, a bouncer, or anything like that. I mean, it's pretty weird. Now, what's a security guard called when it's for a celebrity? It's not a bouncer. I forgot what the word is. It's like a security guard, but it's called a different word. Secret Service agent. I don't know. That's something for the president. But this is weird stuff, you know. And I'm not sure she paid the cops. Most likely. Okay, because supposedly she said that she feared that her former husband would come and try to take the kid away from her. That's the reason why. Okay, so maybe she has a point, but I don't know. I still doubt it. Next story is let's see here. Weight loss balloons now linked to 12 deaths. Now, I had a cousin one time died of a gastric bypass, lap band I think it was. So I really want to stress the importance of how dangerous these lap bands, gastric bypass to try to lose weight are. Not everyone is a success. It does kill a lot of people. So it's a gamble, you know, and it shouldn't have to be like that. You're basically playing Russian roulette with these surgeries. I wish we could all lose weight naturally, but it is so hard to lose weight, it seems almost impossible. And it seems like you seriously need to have a heart attack just to lose weight. It shouldn't have to be like that, you know? I mean, it's just sad, you know, when they try to take these surgeries to lose weight and then they die from it. Fourth grade boy wows talent show and the internet with his performance of Imagine. Now I'm not going to play the video because it's too long. But he's just basically singing the song Imagine by John Lennon. I don't see what's so great about that. I don't like that song because it has very atheistic undertones. Imagine if there's no God. You know? I can't imagine if there's no God because there's so much proof out there that God exists. So that song is complete garbage, in my opinion. Next story. Nigeria's Senate president linked to heist that killed 33 people. Can you believe this? Nigeria's Senate president was involved in a heist that killed 33 people. So this is corruption at its worst. You know? People talk about how bad Trump is and all this. I mean, look, Trump isn't, you know, killing people and stuff like this. You know, people say, oh, with the military and this and that he is. You know, I beg to differ, you know, because it's like when we go after the terrorists, you know, there is no sympathy for the terrorists, you know. Yes, we should try to capture them, but if they try to kill the soldiers have a right to self-defense, you know. So war is hell, and we need to go after the terrorists. We just can't let them fester, you know. They're a nuisance and they have to be dealt with, you know. So every time I talk about politics, I always bring up this important aspect that I never choose sides, you know. So all my fans out there watching can like me and not hate me for any political beliefs. So I never endorse any political party, you know. I always stay neutral on it. You know, for the people that love Democrats and for the people that love Republicans. This is weird though. Nigeria's Senate president linked to heist that killed 33 people. There is so much injustices happening all around the world, and so much corruption, you know. Okay, let's see. And last news story is Trump torches. His name is so hard to say. Trump torches Macron. I want to say Macron, but Macron. It's hard to say because when I try to say a certain word, I like pause because it's hard to get the word out, you know. So it's funny. Trump torches Macron, his last friend in the G7 summit. Now Macron is, I believe, the president of France. Yeah, French president Emmanuel Macron. So supposedly they're saying that he torched him. I mean, they're not saying what he said. We're not saying what he said. I hate it when news stories are just so complicated to get to the main part of it, you know. Digging through all these words here, I can't find anything. So anyways, that was the last news story. Now we'll get into the topic of the day, which is North Korea says Syria's Assad will visit with Kim Jong-un. That's not good at all. Now we'll go and get into the topic of the day. Just when we thought that Kim Jong-un of North Korea couldn't get any more crazier, he just did. You know, since that I can never be surprised, and then it seems nothing surprises me anymore. You know, Kim Jong-un has gone so far out the fringe that is, you know, the biggest nut to crack, basically. He's a complete nutcase. Kim Jong-un is a nutcase, you know, and I'm telling you, this seems like a comical story. It sounds like a made-up story, but it's not. This is true. North Korea says Syria's Assad will visit with Kim Jong-un. This is not good at all. Let's see here. It doesn't say when, but it's very soon. Now get this. Kim Jong-un is continuing his outreach to American adversaries. That means America's enemies, even as he courts President Trump. Now this is on the recent revelations that Trump was going to meet with Kim Jong-un. And then Kim Jong-un said, well, he's going to cancel the meeting if Trump doesn't agree to Kim Jong-un's terms that they should keep their nuclear weapons program, their nuclear reactors going. Now it's weird because he started dismantling some, but he said that he wants to keep others, you know. So he says he's going to dismantle most, but wants to have a few amount of reactors. And Trump wants complete elimination of nuclear reactors. And they said, kind of like when Iran was doing, saying they were going to use it for energy and was trying to make nuclear weapons, you know. So America says, if you dismantle all your energy, your nuclear energy, that we will provide you with our own nuclear energy, you know. And I'm in favor of that. That's how it should be, because they're a dictatorship. If they want to have access to nuclear bombs, then they need to change their government. First, they need to have fair elections that are not rigged. Two, they need to have good policies where they don't trample on their own people, the poor. They need to give back a certain amount to the people through wealth distribution. They need to care about the poor people. They need to help the people with diseases and sicknesses, you know. And they need to be, I hate to say it, but it needs to be like America. Now, people say, oh my God, it's fun. People say that's dictatorship, where you try to force a country to be like America, where, now fair elections is okay, everyone's on board with that. But if you try to say every country should have their own states like America also, people say, well, that's getting too much of a power grab. They say that's getting too, what's it called? I need some water. They say that that's getting too dictatorship, to New World Order. But if you think about it, if every country were to have their own states also, then that means that they can have their own laws, which is good and bad. Because, you know, America, sometimes some laws are way too crazy. Like imprisoning drug dealers with small amounts, you know. They should just pay a fine and that's it, you know. And then when it comes to, one of the things, a law that I don't like here in Texas, is they allow motorcyclists to ride without a helmet, you know. And if they crack their skulls open, they blame it on other drivers. No, it's the motorcyclist's fault. So that's one example on laws in Texas that is ludicrous. How they they say that motorcyclists can have the right to not have a helmet. That's absurd, you know. That should be a law where they need to have a helmet in all 50 states. You know, so that's one example on how laws in different states and other countries can have good and bad effects. You know, but then again, at the same time, it's a yo-yo thing. You know, it has its ups and downs, and by allowing laws in different states of other countries, it could provide more freedom and revolution at the same time also. So I'm not saying American government, I'm not saying the American system is perfect, but it is better than a whole lot of other countries. Because when you have so much power to one person like Kim Jong-un, and they control the whole country across the board, across the map, and it's not good. You know, here with America, we have mayors, governors of every state. You know, we have our own mini governments in every single state, which I believe is good. You know, if people don't like some things of laws of one state, they could go to another. You know, but it does become a problem. You know, to where it's not organized. It's very hard, you know, to try to get what's better, to have all the states in America with the same laws or all the states in America with different laws. It's weird because everything gets very complicated. Everything becomes very unorganized. I'd like to say have everything the same, but if it's everything the same in a bad way, that's not good. So it needs to be organized. The way I see it, every state in America should have the same laws, but it should be good laws. They shouldn't be like New World Order, overpowering and overreaching, you know. And that's basically my take on it, you know. And one of the big things, one of the main things people bicker with about states, laws and all, is abortion. Abortion and freedom of speech and freedom of religion, and that's why you're seeing atheists want to take down the Constitution, and they want to take down the Ten Commandments and all kinds of things, you know, take down religious statues in public places. I mean, it's really a mess, and like, I think everything should be the same, but done right. That's basically my take on it. And it's hard to know what is right and what are the wrong ways. It's very hard to know without trial and error. So the way I see it is find the things that are wrong and fix them and keep perfecting the system. That's my take on it. You know, because stuff changes all the time. Everything keeps changing all the time. And that's why we always need to keep updating our what's the word? Not strategies. We need to keep updating our systems. You know, we need to keep updating our the way things are being done, basically. So that will be the last part of the topic of the day. Let me just scroll through this real quick to see what else that Kim Jong-un is planning on. What other kinds of tricks does he have up his sleeve, this Kim Jong-un? You know, he's weird. And the North Korean government are very weird. At one point, they're trying to make it look like, oh, they want to make peace with America, and then they do this two-face, you know, and then they basically want to war drum, ratchet up the war drums again. And the next minute, you know, it seems they're hypocrites. Really, they are. And they say, you know, they're basically hypocrites. They say they want peace one minute, then the next minute they want to go to war, you know. So it's pretty crazy stuff. Okay, it seems that my phone's glitching. It's like opening and closing windows I'm not even clicking on. It's weird. So I'm trying to see what else This is a quote from Sue Mi Terry, the Korea chair of the Center of Strategic and International Studies in Washington. She said the optics are horrendous, given that Kim Jong-un is trying to posture as a good guy, that he's trying to prop up Assad as a good person when he's not. So this is more proof that Kim Jong-un keeps taking jabs at Trump. You know, he's such a hypocrite, Kim Jong-un. And he's saying, oh yeah, he wants to make peace and this and that, and then the next minute he's back on the war footing again. So, you know, Kim Jong-un is, and it's not just him, it is the North Korean government. You know. So that's really weird stuff. So now we'll go ahead and get into the EVP segments. Here we go. Let's get it going. Get it going real quick. Kim Jong-un is really off the rocker. Completely off the rocker. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Alright, let's see here. Oh man, I hate when my nose gets clogged up. You know, it seems like I'm sick, but I'm not sick. It's just, I don't know, allergies? I don't know. Okay, this phone got the words. Custard. Hemolymph. What is that? Rule, incubator, equality, fair, 6 legions, and spoiling. Now, 6 legions was SIE. But that don't make sense, so it's 6 legions. In the sentence, something is casting a rule, incubate. That means like to grow like an egg. Weird. Okay, so casting a rule of growing an egg, maybe equality and fair. Now I was talking about, you know, against dictatorships. This phone got the word Custard, advised, economic crisis, reserve, continuing, straight, fragment, and marquise. Now marquise, like a scrolling marquee. Okay, so a custard is a type of mustard, is a type of bread. Weird, I don't know, custard. Custard, that's like a dessert, no? Custard advised. So a sentence here is a dessert that someone advised of an economic crisis, and reserve could be Federal Reserve, continuing a straight fragment. I don't know, could this be talking about a revolution? in the economy, like the free movement, to make everything free, or everything almost free. And here we go for more. Now that's the big word, deformation. Since starting this show in the very first of this year, I've never gotten that word, deformation. Now, through human cloning, there could be deformities that happen. And these deformities can look like the extraterrestrials. Whoa, that's really big. Okay, this phone got the words chined. Like chine. Like to call someone or to ring something. Vehicle. Yarding. Affection. Jeweled guess. Immediate. Deformation. Weird, I think you could be talking about human cloning there. This phone got the words nurse, orderly, aesthetate, recommendation, Bantu, Dale, Sheaves, diatom. Now, aesthete is a type of chemical. Bantu, maybe meant to say banshee. A banshee is like a flying crazy old ghost. Dale, don't know. Diatom, sounds like Viacom maybe. Remember Viacom? I heard that they're being bought out by some other company now. It's weird. Now Viacom's what owns all the TV shows. So that's weird. What is it saying here? Now an orderly is a part of a certain type of nurse. So that's weird. No idea what it means. And we'll go ahead and do the last two. Here we go. Okay. Let's see here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, what we got here? What we got? Let's see here. Gamba. Goomba, like Super Mario. Gamba. Also sounds like gamma, like a gamma ray. Gamma waves. Weird. I was talking about space. And how weird is it that this dark matter has electrical fields in it. Electrical charges like gamma waves, And it said Gamba. Gamba could mean gamma waves, like the gamma rays. I know it's hard to see, but basically, kind of see it there. Weird. Okay, now footstep. Remember, it says in the Bible that Jesus stands at the door and knocketh. Whoever answers, how does the saying go? The verse, it says, Jesus, the quote, it said, "Behold, I stand at the door and knocketh. If whoever lets me in, I will join them and dine with them in the kingdom," or something. So it also means, like, it's a metaphor that Jesus is knocking, and he's knocking, inviting us to heaven, and we need to open that door and say, "Yes, Lord, please return." Hallelujah. So gamba, footstep. That's what footstep could mean, like the gamma waves. Okay? And threat, awful. An awful threat. From who? From the haters. Now what's Nuche? Nuchae. Nuche. That sounds like Nacho Libre, like the movie with Jack Black. Nuche. Sounds like the Libre. The luchador. Luce Libre. That's weird. I don't know. I'm just trying to make a connection here. And wave. So, an awful threat from a wrestler. And the gamma waves. Footsteps. This is weird stuff here. And the last one. It's funny though. Hopefully you find meaning of all this. The last one has the words tele. Like television. Televangelist. Tele basically means telepathy, to be omnipresent everywhere. Teleportation, it's telepathy, where it's just everywhere. Everything is everywhere. Now this word Bito, B-I-T-O, that's weird, because here in El Paso, Texas, there's a congressman named Beto O'Rourke. But he's from El Paso, but he's over there in Washington, D.C. He was born in El Paso. So could that have to mean talking about him? One of the things that was weird about him that I didn't agree with, that he said that he's trying to bring back the draft. I mean, come on, man. This guy's young. He's like, what, in his 30s? And he's saying a radical thing like this, that we should bring back the draft. I don't agree with that. Next word is jokingly. Oh, was he joking about that? You see, that could mean talking about him. I don't know. Not saying for certain, but that is weird. Okay, next word is coated, mist, vertical, chipper, dacker, recumbent, manageable. Okay, this is the last one here. So, again, it's hard to form a sentence. A tele something of Beto. Is it that guy Beto O'Rourke? Was he jokingly about what he said? Now, what is coated mist? Sugar-coated? Sugar-coating words? This is weird. Missed. He missed. He, who, he, she missed a point. Who's it talking about? Vertical. Now, that means up and down. I believe horizontal. I believe vertical means up and down, horizontal means left and right. It's been a while, I forgot. Horizontal, yeah. Chipper, like, means very happy. They say that in England. Are you chipper today? You know, it's funny. Chipper. Now, that's a word we rarely hear here in America, chipper. They say that all the time in England, you know. That's pretty funny. Chipper means happy in England. And then this next word, dacre, meant maybe to say darker. Weird. Okay, so what does all this have to mean? If it is talking about England, and darker, something darker in England, weird. Recumbent and manageable. Now, recumbent means like to come again into a scene, and manageable means to manage that. So recumbent, I believe, means to return to something. And manageable means where the management overseeing it. I don't know, this is weird stuff. Now, if it is talking about England based off the word chipper and something darker happening there, could it be maybe the Antichrist is coming from England? I'm not saying from England government. Could it be someone else, a celebrity of some kind? I don't know, weird stuff indeed. So definitely something to take into account. Something to take heed, you know. So we'll go ahead and end it there. Please like, share, subscribe. Please tell everyone you know to like, share, and subscribe. And please tell everyone you know I have my Patreon page with the monthly donations going, and a PayPal donations going, where people could just donate to me one time. So it's good to have those two options, because with just a one option, they may forget to donate again. And with Patreon, instead of having Patreon without PayPal, then you just get the people that donate monthly. And if people don't want to donate monthly, that's why you have the PayPal account there. So you have both options. That's the best way to do it. And whatever you can spare, you know, even if it's $1. The way I see it is, if I get $1 from 1,000 people, it's $1,000, and I promise I'll do good things with that money. I plan to go on a tour here. It will be combined a little bit with everything, like my music as well. It's going to be a combination of everything. It's going to be very exciting. Hopefully it happens, God willing. I have all these dreams, and I hope I could turn them into reality soon. So, you know, with your help, I can save the world. We can save the world. We can bring Jesus' return. Amen. So, just please tell everyone you know. Please help spread the word, you know. You all are the Rise Atlantis soldiers, and we are becoming the Rise Atlantis astronauts. Amen. Hallelujah. So we'll go ahead and leave it there. Thank you for tuning in. God bless you all. Good night.